Hey, welcome back everybody. This is game 3 of week 6 of Sparkyz cast. This is Sparkyz versus STX Sol. And we just, this matchup right now is 1-1. And, in the first game, Justin playing an awesome game against Kal, taking, huge underdog and still taking out that game. The second game was, statistically a pretty even matchup, but, early two hatchery lurkers going on for Type B. Didn't quite get up his own defenses up in time. A good timing attack breaks down his natural expansion from Hwasun, and Type B's lurkers were just not quite able to do enough damage and to keep him in this game. Anyways, game 3 coming here. This ought to be another really exciting one. This is going to be Leta, the man in the east, in the yellow Terran in the east, of course, against Kal, who's a pretty solid Protoss player, and also a very exciting Protoss player to watch. Kind of in the Leta spirit of being pretty unpredictable in his games. Again, both of these players are also pretty evenly matched statistically. Leta is overall 60% lifetime. Kal is overall 58% lifetime. And in terms of recent history, both players are 6-4 actually in their last 10 games, respectively. So, this ought to be a pretty even matchup, although I feel like, after the first couple of weeks where maybe Leta was a little bit rusty after, the October break, or I guess that's the September break. October was the start of Proleague. After that break, Leta dropped a couple of games early in those first couple of matches, but he has been doing pretty well since then. He's 4-2 so far this season, and recently really being the deciding factor in a couple of games. So both players living and dying. Sparkyz living and dying by Leta, as they are often want to do. So far, Leta was out there dancing around with that SCV. I really have no idea what that was about. I guess he was just checking for cheese coming from Kal. I guess he realizes that Kal is one of these sort of unpredictable players that might go for a proxy gateway or something to start the game. But he didn't find any. I thought maybe that Leta was going for his own cheese early on, but it looks like he did bring that SCV back, and he's just going pretty standard, putting down, barracks, walling himself off a little bit, and once again, pretty standard play on the other side by Kal, going for just one gate so far. One gate into cybernetics cores, so despite Leta thinking there might be something funny up, so far nothing too exciting going on. Leta is sending out his scout quite a bit earlier than Kal, though. I'm surprised Kal didn't go for a more standard scout right after his pylon or after his first gateway. Leta is now sending his scout pretty much on time, but Kal actually walling off with his first zealot and a probe, so we'll see if Leta's able to maybe trick that probe out of the way and sneak up in there. So far, he is not able to, but that's all right. He's still, I don't know, maybe that is going to, continue to bother Leta. He suspected cheese early on, and now he's not going to be able to get a look into Kal's base. Kal is going for quick tech. He has put down his robotics facility directly after the cybernetics core is finished. So quite possibly an early Reaver drop going to come. It's hard to say, but Leta unfortunately has 0 scouting information, and now he is sending out a second scout, maybe? He's another SCV. Maybe he could be going for a distance expansion, although that would be pretty crazy and probably more risk than it's worth. Anyways, Leta is getting down his factory, putting down a machine shop, so he's going for tanks pretty soon. But we'll see what's going to happen when that first shuttle comes out, and that first Reaver really is the critical part. We're going to see right now that robotics facility is finished, so is he going to put down a support bay right away and get Reavers first? It's possible that he could just go for observers first, but really I think if you're just going for one gate tech, it's a little bit more beneficial to you, because I think, of course mines can be out before you know, before your Reaver will be out anyways. Oh wow, he's putting down a proxy. Sorry, oh no, that's not a proxy. I thought he went down with that southeast position to put down a starport, but there is a starport going down, so possibly a Wraith harassment to go along with this. But yeah, like I was saying, that robotics facility is out, and he is going to be going for Reavers first. If you're going for quick tech like that, you can have you can sort of play it a little bit more aggressively and get your Reaver before you get observers. Observers are obviously necessary to counteract any spider mines, but when you go just one gate into tech, you know, that early Reaver can be a huge harassing factor, just because, you know, they can you know, get into play before there's many turrets up or anything like that. Anyways, Leta once again trying to get in a scout. He almost sneaks it in, but that Dragoon, getting his last shot in, is able to kill the scout. So Leta still does not know for sure what's happening, although this Wraith is going to be very critical with this first shuttle. That first shuttle is ready and is moving out. Oh no, it's not a Wraith, it's a counter drop of his own. So both players going for very quick drops. So this is going to be two tanks. A 2-tank drop against 1 Reaver and 2 Zealot drops. We're going to see which drop is more successful. This is going to be pretty interesting. I don't think either player has any idea of what's going on. Leta, however, is putting down a couple of missile turrets, so he is going to be able to counteract that shuttle just a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be up in time. That shuttle is in there, and that first Scarab goes off, and it is coming into the line. It's going to go off. Yes, it duds. It gets all the way into the line, but duds out. He is able to take down that first tank, and now a second. Oh, that second Reaver shot into the line kills a lot of SCVs. That it's already got 6 kills on it. There's also those 2 Zealots that are in. Wow, yeah, they're all over Leta's base, and are, you know, all of those SCVs have either been killed off or are sent somewhere else. Yeah, a lot of them running away and distance mining, I think, right now. But Leta in a very bad position. His entire main base has been cleared out by that first Reaver. So very good harassment. Fortunately for Leta, a lot of those Scarabs have been duds, so you know, that Reaver not doing nearly as much damage as it possibly could have. But you know, finally Leta is just now able to clear out that Reaver with a single Wraith coming in. However, he is losing a lot of tanks to the Zealots that are still in his base, so he's still in a good bit of trouble. He lost a lot of SCVs. He lost a few tanks to that harassment. He does have his own tanks, you know, right up at the natural expansion of Kal, so he is going to be able to, you know, harass the natural expansion for Kal a little bit. He's finally, just now with his 1 Wraith, finally cleans up that last Zealot. So that harassment is over, but it was hugely effective. Leta's harassment, on the other hand, has not really been all that effective. He hasn't been able to get into the main base. He is now sieging onto that natural expansion, but that shuttle is back, and it is, you know, bringing in a lot of Dragoons in to clear out these tanks. 1 tank does go down, as well as a dropship. He's only got 1 tank left, but it's still there against just 1 Dragoon for right now. He is going to be able to kill that off, but he's not going to be able to do much against these other 2 Dragoons. Actually, that's a really great play by landing his engineering bay up there. He's able to, you know, slow down the incoming Dragoons, but again, now he doesn't have any anti-air over in the area, so it's just the 1 tank shelling onto the natural expansion. But he doesn't have any anti-air, so once another shuttle comes up, you know, oh no, and that tank does go down, sniping down from the ridge. Oh, and Leta, GG's. Very excellent harassment by Kal. 2 counter drops going off, but you know, Kal's doing the major damage while Leta is just being a pest. And unfortunately, Leta drops a critical match in here, and now it looks like, yeah, STX is up 2-1 in this series. So we're going to have, I think, Harangi versus Frozian, which should be another very exciting match. But, you know, Harangi it's really on him to keep Sparkyz in the match right now. Anyways, we'll see you in that game coming up next.